I was always wondering, are people not having kids because maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago, they would get married and then they would be at home, and if they wanted to be social, they would have to probably get in the car and drive somewhere. They had 3 channels on the TV, and maybe they were left with a lot of time and they were thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my life here? And making a family made sense. Whereas maybe today, and I'm just throwing this out there, you have all these digital options that then simulate relationships and activities and all these ways to occupy your time, to where you can really probably not get around to it, or make an argument that I'm busy doing all these other things. I have all these fulfilling relationships and projects and social pieces that I can do in a way that maybe I don't need that kid. Whereas before, maybe the kid and the family was such a big part of my identity, and maybe one of the only forms of my identity, that if I didn't pursue it, I was really felt like there was a hole in my life. Whereas maybe now you could try to fill that. Do you think that's also an issue?
I believe so. Yeah. I think it's interesting to see that, having a family has become a more conservative value. I saw this article, it was last year or the year before, and it was about how men working out was right wing, which is absolutely insane. It's like prioritizing your health is right wing. But I think when you look at the data set and the research around the different political leanings between conservative and liberal, what you see is the identity of the conservative is more tightly wound around the family, which is sort of at the core. And then for the liberal, the identity is more tightly wound around.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside, I view, is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
And the outside and the community and the culture. And so there's less precedence, I would say, for the more sort of left-leaning Democrat maybe to want to start a family, whereas for conservatives, that's actually part of the ethos. It's part of the value set that they hold within maybe the religion or within the culture of the conservative values. And so, again, I think there's this kind of divide. I would say that, one, it's much more expensive, but two, people have found that, their lives are just much more chaotic and busy. And I think a lot of people live in a fear of like, well, what if I have a kid and I can't take care of them, or it's not, I'm not going to have enough money, or, the world's going to end anyways. Like those kinds of sentiments, I think, are very, very common in certain circles. And I really try and immerse myself into both sides. Like I get heat sometimes for following people that are, far left or far right, because I'm like, what are people saying? Because, the men that I work with, they fall into all those categories. It's one of the reasons why I try not to talk about politics, is because I just want to support men. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care who you pray to. But I do think that on average, people are much busier, much more immersed in their own perceived needs, wants, and desires. And that's taking them out of having kids, because it's like, well, that might interfere with me building this business or doing this job, or, my time just seems so occupied because I'm spending 4 hours a day on social media. And so it seems like I'm busy when actually I'm just spending a ton of time online.
Yeah, it's almost like your brain convinces you not to do it, but deep down inside, maybe you will regret that one day. It's hard to say. And I think it's really good that you're in both camps and listening to both sides, because I really do, if you get everybody in a room, you can actually talk through and find common ground with almost anybody. but online and everything, sometimes these other people seem like a different alien species that you just don't get. So I think it's good you're talking to both sides. And by the way, I was the guy that was never going to have kids. I was the guy that thought a dog was too much of a commitment. And thank God, their mother made me do it and really pushed me into doing it. And thank God, because I almost missed one of the greatest rides of a human being. I mean, it's. I don't think the human experience is complete without having a child. I just don't. And I almost missed it. And I just would have been an idiot, or more of an idiot, if I hadn't have done that. So.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.